Hello everybody, welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons! Steph just got out of bed edition! I really appreciated your design the other day, seeing you 2 tickets. Okay, so I did alright. Learned from Ed, Colin, Steven. You know what's a good way to get to know someone better? Send them a card, like this. Let's see where to start. Maybe I should tell you something about me that you don't know. Oh, I'm out of space. Regretfully, Ed. Yeah, I'm glad to not know more about you, man. I don't want to know more about you. Let's quickly just get straight to the Nooklings, because I don't have long before the turnip prices shift. I don't think we're gonna get a good price this week. We had one good price, and it wasn't even that good. So, yeah. Alright. What do I need today? What's the turnip price? 62. Okay. Not terribly happy with that, but, you know. Yeah, I just woke up. My body decided to actually sleep. Though I feel like a lot of that wasn't exactly my body deciding. Because, like... Okay. I've mentioned before, I have sleep paralysis from time to time. It happens probably a lot more often than most people have it. I don't know. I've never looked a huge amount into it. I posted a picture of basically me poorly drawing what my sleep paralysis creature looks like. I can't call it a demon. It's never done anything aggressive. But usually when she shows up is when, like, I'll end up more or less effortlessly falling back to sleep when I wake up. And sometimes I do end up just getting up from it, but, you know. Steven, hey there, my fabulous bestie. Wanna chat? Think you'd love being outside when the weather's like this? We need to have a picnic sometime. We do. Be really cute. You already watered that flower. You don't need to water it again. But, basically, last night, like, every time I'd wake up, like, she was just kind of there. Like, kind of, like, just to the right of me currently, which I believe is to the left on the screen. She was, like, just over here. Which, you know, is closer than she normally is. She's just kind of staring, as she does. Which, like, the weirdest and kind of funniest thing about sleep paralysis is, like, I was facing the wall, because that's how I lay in bed, is facing the wall. But I could still see her. I could also still see Frisk moving around and such, you know? It's weird, man. Yeah. Trying to now think of things to, like, talk about. We do got Sheldon moving away, which does mean we will start our, poking through, Nook Miles Islands again. See who we can find to replace Sheldon. I mean, I'm also a little tempted to, look through, like, my amiibo cards and just pick an animal from there to invite. But I've already done that once, so... Plus, I don't have the most amount of amiibo cards. I do want to eventually get, like, all of them. It's just some of them are pretty pricey, so, you know, that's gonna take me actually having income for that. I know there's something I'm going to be doing at some point today that's more something I can kind of talk about, but I also don't know much what to say on it at this exact moment. I mean, I'm not here for the Ed show. Ed, yes, making a golden wristwatch. This became me in a dream. Do you want to hear more about it? Either the dream or the wristwatch? I'll take the recipe. Don't really care about your dream. Yeah, if you can make it, anyone can. But yeah, and it's more like a trend that has been noticed lately by a lot of people in the tech world. Of basically, we are basically entering a period of the death of affordable computing. Oh, Flick's here. Alright, well that's something to do today. We can catch bugs. And like, what is meant by that is like, you'll be able to get like a generically, you know, powerful office computer that, you know, it can fire up a web browser. But you're not gonna have like an actual like powerful computer affordably anymore. I mean, you can still kind of do that if you buy used, but even then, a lot of the go-to used parts aren't that great anymore. Oh, sleeping. Oh, she's sleeping in her chair. Aww. Oh, sorry about that. I guess I nodded off. I guess so too. Don't sleep standing up. It's bad for your back. I think. I actually don't know. But like, the go-to thing I'd seen suggested on a lot of forums for like a cheap kind of like mid-range gaming PC, as long as you're willing to buy used, is to pick up a 5600, an AMD 5600 CPU. Could be X, non-X, doesn't matter. They're functionally the same. Pick up one of those. Then go on to like Facebook Marketplace or eBay and buy a GTX 1080 Ti. They'll run you about $200, $200 to $250. Thanks for dropping by, Steven. Let's chat. I don't feel any colder when I stand next to you while I wear... Blech. I don't feel any colder when I stand next to you while you wear your steampunk costume. Dang, here I was hoping I could buy some cool clothes and it'd be cheaper than air conditioning. Yeah, it's not how that works, Weber. Sorry to say. But like, the 1080 Ti is a pretty good graphics card. It's basically been regarded as Nvidia's mistake for how good it is. Like, Nvidia has been trying to recapture the sales of the 1080 Ti since the 1080 Ti, simply because a lot of the people who bought it had no reason to upgrade away from it, even still, because things just aren't enough better to warrant the price. And, like, Nvidia ended up selling something like 30, 40, 50,000 copies, known copies of it. Like, those are the ones that got tested on Passmark, kind of thing. Like, so there was probably hundreds of thousands sold. Hey, this is the Taylor ticket, right? Yeah, okay. Got a recipe. To whomever this may be, I write you with urgent notice of a new recipe I developed that is simply divine. Of course, I believe great ideas such as mine must be shared. What are you waiting for? Try it. Faraway wishes, Blanca. Wait, Blanca? Blanche? Blanche? I don't know. Blonde. Frosted pretzels. I already know how to make frosted pretzels. But I mean, the main issue with picking up the 1080 Ti today is that there are some new release games with forced ray tracing that it just simply cannot play. Those games also happen to be NVIDIA partnerships. Funny how that works. It's almost like NVIDIA is trying to force those old 1080 Ti users to upgrade. Because NVIDIA is an honest company. Yeah. They're honest in the way they want your money. You gotta give them that. And like, while the card is still powerful, it's still just a 1080. It's not as actually powerful as a 2080 Ti. I think there was a 2080 Ti, or a, 3080, or, I think even the 4070 is definitely better. The main thing is, if you were to buy, say, a 4060 like a 4060 or 5060, the 1080 Ti is probably still better and cheaper. Nah. Frog. Which one of these is the frog that, like, when you lick, you get super high? I don't want to be that frog. That's Vinny Vinesauce's thing. But, like, the 1080 Ti is still better than a lot of the low-end cards of today. Mabel tells me you've been helping her out, modeling outfits and such. Means a lot to all of us, so you do so much for our little family. Thanks so much. You are very welcome. I need to, at some point, just, like, walk in here wearing full label outfit. Just like, hey. So, like, that's still kind of a go-to thing, but at the same time, you are taking a bit of a risk buying a 1080 Ti because it is such an old graphics card at this point. I mean, the thing, I believe, is from 2012, 2013. It's old. Oops, sorry, Simon. Didn't mean to bonk you. Meant to talk to you. Hey there, want to chat? It's just thinking about you. Thinking about seeing your face. Your big old adorable round head. Serrano wants some in? Oh, hey there, Touchdown. No, it burns my beans when someone's got troubles and they don't show any reaction. And they expect me to pick up on it. So something's worrying you. Make sure you use that worry. You make that worry. Play it on your face. Help me out. And the worry reacts. If I'm using it correctly. Honestly, though, yeah, I'm kind of right there with Serrano. So that kind of goes with everything. Like, I am not the smartest man. Like, if you want me to know something, you need to tell me what that thing is. Because I'm not gonna be able to pick up on it. I have never been good at picking up on subtle signals. Like, I can kind of do it, and there's some I can definitely pick up on. Weed. You know, the one of, hey, I don't want you here. I can pick up on that one pretty well. You know. But a lot of the times, I can't pick up on what people think are obvious signals. They're not. Just say. Use words. You know. Hey, man. Thanks for talking sense into me, Touchdown. Decide to move, Cardio. You know, I named all the sweat stains on the carpet. I'm really gonna miss them. Especially Marcus. Guess I'll be sweating up a new place soon. See ya, Touchdown. I mean, presumably you'll be taking your carpet here with you. Your leaves, really. But yeah, it's just kind of sad as someone who is on the budget side of the tech world, knowing that, like, yeah, technology's kind of moving away from people like me. You know, there is still, like, some level of affordability out there. It's just nowhere near what it used to be. Glad you're here. It's the latest. A Palateel tank dress. Ain't my usual, but I gotta say I pulled off. Looking good in something ain't about the clothes, it's about you. If you're feeling it, you can wear it. That's fair. I mean, I imagine me looking good in things would still, you know, I'm not gonna look good in some things, even if I'm trying to really rock it. Like if I were to come out here wearing, like, tube top micro skirt, like, that ain't gonna look good. You're all gonna be telling me, go put some clothes on. You look awful. And it's like, yeah, you right. So, like, you know. Oh dear, pardon me. Need to assess some fossils. I actually saw a post of someone being like, man, after you've donated all the fossils, you should be able to assess them yourself. Like, nah, I wouldn't say that, because, like, assessing a fossil does take, you know, talent and skill, and having Blathers assess them for you doesn't really do much. I mean, it's very much a case of, like, you could be shown, hey, this is a Dimorphodon torso. I was gonna do a low-key midday snooze, what the totally unchic call a nap. I came here instead. Rooster makes what the totally unchic call coffee. Trendy folks call it by its real name, Ligo juice. I just call it bean juice. But, I honestly think after you have all the fossils donated, that the price of them in your shop should change from 200 bells to 2,000 bells. That way you can just sell them, no problem. Also, there is a spider on my wall. I do not like that. Just if you see me glancing, I'm trying to keep an eye on it. I think it's going back towards the window where it probably came in through. I really wish I had a way of, like, properly sealing my window. It wouldn't keep all the spiders out, but it would keep a fair few of them out. But, like, I feel like that would be the best way to go about it. Or just have unidentified fossils always be worth 2,000. I could still swear there was one of the games where they were. But I can't, for the life of me, figure out which game that was. Caroline! Nut, how are you, Penguin? I'm alright, let's talk. Let's make today our best day ever. I mean, I always try to make, you know, a day better than the last. I definitely have that, like, and I know a lot of people have this problem, where something bad will happen. Like, let's say you wake up, you go to get your morning drink, whatever that is, be it water, coffee, what have you, and you drop your cup. Cup doesn't even break, but it spills everything you were about to drink all over the floor. Now you've got to clean it up, and you just mentally write off the rest of the day. It's just like, well, today sucks. I'm done with today. And then you just carry that for the rest of the day. You've just mentally written off the day. And you may not even realize you've done it. Oh, the thing's now out of sight. Oh, that's spooky. I wouldn't care about spiders as much in this area. Like, I'd still be freaked out about them, but I wouldn't, like, try to keep an eye on them. If Nova Scotia was not home to the brown recluse, which, as you might guess, based on it being a recluse spider, is deadly. They're not common, but they can be found here. So... whoops. Come here, you long locust. So, like, I'm not... I don't know what they look like. I don't want to know what they look like. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the fossils, because I don't think I finished it. Like, you could be shown what a Dimetrodon torso looks like today. And then, like, a week from now, you're not going to remember what that looks like. Blathers, on the other hand, Blathers knows what he's talking about. So, like, he's always gonna know. Because he's a fossil dork. And that's just what fossil dorks do. And I mean, if you yourself are a fossil dork, then you would probably know a Dimetrodon torso when you saw one. Maybe. Let's be honest, even then, a lot of archaeologists still get things confused and wrong. Because, like, that's kind of the thing with living creatures. We tend to have very similar structures to each other. So, like, quite often it'll be a case of, until they can know for sure, it'll be like, well, this could be this, or it could be that, or it could be that. You know? But, yeah. I do find it kind of amusing how, like, most people are absolutely terrified of ever getting sleep paralysis. And, like, find their sleep paralysis visitors to be terrifying. And they do, like, these terrifying things to them. And then there's just me, who I'm just here, like, yay, comfort. Okay, let's go and put, like, these extra shirts and stuff away. I still need... Jeez. Ugh, dying. I still need to, check the afternoon turnip prices, which will probably be lower than 60. And I should have just taken the 128 when I could have, but I didn't. Because I'm dumb. I also need to get this gyroid fragment buried. I wonder, can you bury them on the beach? Because that would be the most convenient spot to bury it. Because, like, then I can't accidentally water flowers or anything. Like, you can bury it, but, like, if I were to now... Watering can't. Okay, it is smoking. It's looking pretty smoking. Right, get my bug net, not my shovel. Thought I might be able to get the mantis. I should have just stood still and waited, but I'm very impatient. I'm a very impatient person. Sometimes. Other times, I'm very patient. Like, it's one of those things of, like, I generally say I'm kind of impatient, but you kind of have to be patient to be able to play, like, EVE Online. Just because, like, with how that game's skill training works, you either need to be patient or hate money. And the hate money is a new thing. Relatively new. Anyway. Because, like, let's say you want to fly... I don't know, you want to fly... Tech 2 frigates. That's what you want to do. You're after assault frigates. Great noble task. Assault frigates are pretty cool. Well, to do that, you need to train the frigate skill of your choice to level 5. Now, how do you think you would train a skill? Well, if you've come from other MMOs, you're probably thinking, oh, you probably just fly that nation's frigate? That would make sense. No, that's not how you do it in EVE. You put that frigate, like let's say it's a Marian frigate, so you put a Marian frigate, it starts at level 3, you put level 4 into your skill training queue, and it starts training. And you put level 5 in your queue, after 4. So that when 4 finishes, it starts training 5 immediately. 4 takes about a day, 2 days. 5 takes 9 to 12 days. You're just waiting. It's where, like, back in the day, if you were, like, if someone was like, hey, you should give EVE a try, they would always be like, be sure to, like, use your 14 days of Omega time before, like, you can't play, because this was before alpha accounts. Once your Omega time was up, which was just called game time back then, once your game time's up, you can't play. So it's like, okay, make sure you use your time very wisely, because the moment your game time is up, like, that's what, now you need to start paying money. So, like, use these first 14 days to train the most important skills, and here you go, here they are. Usually it was, like, training up a faction to cruisers at least. That would let you do up to level 3 missions. Training up the tanking skills of whatever nation's flavor of tanking to at least level 3, which doesn't take terribly long to get to level 3. It's usually like 3 hours or so. And like you would be setting most of these up as you're going to bed, so that you could do things the next day. Get power grid management, capacitor management, all that stuff. Those are skills you just want to get to 5 as soon as possible, because those are the skills that allow you to actually fit your ships up and play the game. These days, with alpha accounts being a thing, it's generally advised that you just basically train these skills on your alpha account before you ever spend money on the game. Because, well, you would, right? You'd want to get trained up to as high as you can get before spending money. But that, again, requires patience. Now, the hating money option is you can these days buy what are called skill injectors, which are basically other players having extracted skill points from their characters with a skill point extractor, and then sell it on the market as a skill point injector. Skill point injectors give you fewer skill points the higher amount of skill points you have, and basically can give you anywhere from I think it's 250,000 at the max amount of skill points to like 500,000 skill points at the low end. I'm not sure exactly how many days of time that a full value skill injector saves, but I think it's like 5 or 6 days. So like, if you just inject a bunch of skill points, you can like basically just skip right to flying like dreadnoughts, carriers, capital ships. And if you have that kind of money to buy that many skill injectors, you've probably got the money to just buy and sell Plex and just buy yourself a carrier, a dreadnought, a super carrier, a titan even. You're gonna lose it really quickly because you haven't actually learned how to play the game yet, and like, you are going to regret the decision to have spent that much money on the game. Meanwhile, anyone who's played the game for a while would have been like, man, could have told you that was gonna happen. Like, you know, EVE is one of those games where it's slow and you need to be patient, but that's because the game wants you to take it slow. At least it used to. At least it used to. Hold on. Throat is dying. Have not had much to drink yet today. In fact, this is my first cup of coffee. So, I mean, I wasn't joking when I said I just got out of bed. I got out of bed, put clothes on, went upstairs, got my coffee, had the switch turning on as I went upstairs. Like, came back down, got OBS started recording. I just got out of bed today. But when Pearl Abyss took over, like, bought CCP, that's when a lot of things like skill injectors and a lot of the cash shop and microtransaction things started, and that's when a lot of players like me went, I don't like the direction this game is going, and stopped playing. Ooh, 114. It's Thursday. I don't want to risk it. I'm selling. I'm selling for 114. It's a small profit. It's not a big profit, but it's a small... It is still a profit. As you may have noticed, I have gone back to Eve. There are still a lot of changes that have happened that I don't like, but it's still Eve at the end of the day. Which, like... I wish a lot of the things that they've done, they didn't do, but it's fine. Like, I'm still kind of upset over the Trig invasions, just because, like, there's so many places that are just so frustrating to get to now, because people were strategically letting systems fall to the Trig Valiants. Yeah, I do remember you, Flick. Yeah, I got bugs for you. Yeah, I got bugs to sell. What kind? All the kinds. Okay, with this amount of bugs, and I'm usually wrong on Flick, I'm gonna say 12,000 bells. Because we got a lot of low value ones. 15,000. Okay, I was close, but not close enough. I don't count that as a point. I'm like 250 with these guys. You know, they really keep catching me off guard with their prices. Okay, I need to sell my turnips. I mean, like, even looking around in my own, like, personal assets, I have some things that are just forever lost, basically, because they're in trig systems. And getting things out of trig systems is suicide. Like, it's just, you're not gonna get things out. Because, well, it's treated as low security, not low security, null security space, but you can't claim it. And, well, a lot of players like to just live on those gates because they can. Not helped as well, but I'm pretty sure the gate guns, because I'm pretty sure there are gate guns in trig space, will shoot at anybody that is hostile to them. And seeing as, you know, I didn't want space to fall to the trigs, even though it's pretty obvious that CCP was going to just keep having them invade systems until they took over the amount of systems they wanted them to have, and then they stopped having them invade systems. Because, you know, that's totally enjoyable content for the player base, rather than just simply just creating new systems for the trigs to live in. Like, there's so many little things that they've hinted at in the universe that have just never come to fruition that could have easily been indications of, like, star systems we didn't know about before. That could have easily just been trig space. But no, instead they had to conquer known systems. The funniest part is, I remember making mention on here of a system near my little low-sec area that I want. That a big alliance near there had kind of just let fall to the Trigs because it was effectively one of the entrances to their space. So they, of course, want to let that fall because now that entrance isn't an entrance anymore, and now that's basically a safe system. Which, you know, strategically, great idea. That alliance doesn't hold that area anymore. They've been evicted from it. They've been kicked out. It's a different alliance that owns there now. So they went through all that effort for now basically wishing that entrance was still there so they could try to reclaim their old space. Like, great job, guys. That's kind of the thing with a nice big defensive moat, is if you ever lose your castle, that moat is just as much of an issue for you as it was for anyone invading. And it might actually be more of an issue for you. Let's repay some of my loan. Let's actually get it all paid off today. Because I'll be able to. Like, I need to actually get around to looking through the trig systems that I have assets in and see if there's, like, anything I really care about. Because if there's something, like, really valuable, I might see if I can, like, find, like, a freight service that will, like, do contracts to get stuff out. It'll probably be stupidly expensive, but, you know. I know I have a cruiser that I wouldn't mind having back in one, but it's just a Tech 1 cruiser. I can just buy a new one. All of my big assets, thankfully, are safe. Which also, like, getting back into the game and seeing, like, one jump out from one of my mission hubs. There's Edencom guns, which means there was a trig invasion there. It's like, oh, that was close. Like, it's just, like, honestly, like, outside of just always being kind of, like, badgered to stop playing by my ex, like, one of the big reasons I had stopped playing was the trig invasions. Though, a big part of that... Why am I going this way? I need to go this way. A big part of that was just the feeling at the time that, like, basically CCP was trying to force almost the entirety of the game to be low security space kind of thing, with no real extra benefits to the high security space that was being basically conquered. So, like, that was frustrating. I mean, even now, it still feels like they're trying to, like, ease the players into security status being a fluid thing. Which would not be a good idea. And anyone who plays that game could tell the developers that is not a good idea. I think the developers need to start playing their own game again. Because, like, back in the day, seeing a CCP member, like, the game developers, playing their own game, flying around, doing things, was not uncommon. Like, it helped finding them that their names were pretty obvious. Every single one of them is CCP something. Like, that's just how their characters are named. And, like, a lot of the dev team, like, any new addition... Whoops, wrong thing. They would be former players, generally. Like, so, like, they had the game's best interests in mind. Meanwhile, like, these days, it really feels like they're not playing the game anymore. Hey, Nook Man. Ready for a new upgrade. I don't have the furniture for it, but I'm ready for a new upgrade. From one entrepreneur to another, you certainly have a knack for managing your bells. Yes, yes. Indeed. Think of how far you've come to own a 2-story home. Remarkable. Now, surely you have no need for additional space, and yet, where would we be if we never shot for the moon? Certainly not living on this island paradise. So, with no agenda of procuring additional business, I tell you, I can build you a basement. Do with that information what you will. Once again, congratulations. Actually, you know what? I don't need a basement for now. Just because he worded it that way. I'm gone. See you later, Nook. He'll come asking. He probably won't. I don't need the basement yet, so... And I think the basement's like the final upgrade. So... But, yeah, trying to think of more things to, like, ramble about. Like, I suppose I should explain why, like, security status being fluid would be a really bad idea for those who have never played Eve. So, there's basically the game's biggest trade hub. It's called Jita. Now, one, if security status is fluid on every system, and basically it's just the amount of players dying in that system dictates the security status, Jita would immediately become, like, low security. Immediately. If it was the number of people killed lowers the status. If the number of people killed raises the status, then we might be onto something, but then the majority of high sec would fall to being low sec immediately. Which both would be bad. So, Jita. Again, it would immediately just fall to being low security if it was number of players killed. Dictated whether the security status dropped. Because basically that would just be like... The in-game reasoning could be simply that Concord / the Empires, they see what the players are doing and just cannot be bothered to respond anymore. You know? So, that would be a problem. But also, to get to Jita from basically anywhere without going through low security space, you have to travel through the system of Udema. Udema, because of its location of being the only way to get to the biggest trading hub, is basically permanently camped by gankers waiting to kill people. And thus also has one of the highest death amounts of any high security system. You're probably seeing where this is going. If Udema suddenly became low sec, Jita would be cut off from the rest of New Eden. Amarian space, because to get from Amarian space to anywhere else, you have to go through Udema, would also be cut off from the rest of New Eden. Like, a lot of the biggest, most popular mission hubs would probably suddenly become low sec because a lot of mission runners die in those systems. Like, basically every high sec money-making opportunity would go away because you wouldn't be able to market trade anymore, because market trading generally involves shipping things from Jita to other hubs to sell in those other hubs when you can get it for a good value out of Jita. Or buying things in other hubs at really good values and then selling it in Jita. Mission running. Well, you need to be able to get your ship safely in and out of wherever you are. So, like, that takes the system's not being low security space. Because if you're gonna mission run effectively, you're going to be flying something pretty expensive. I mean, like, of my mission running ships, my probably cheapest among them is a Hyperion that I can't even use for every mission because it quite simply just cannot tank the damage. Like, I'm still trying to work that Hyperion out to being a better fit that can maybe, like, at least, like, tank by DPS. It's not easy. Hybrid guns are awkward to deal with. And that ship in of itself, this battleship I can't even use for every mission, because again, it's just not tanky enough, is about 400 million ISK. To earn 400 million ISK running missions inefficiently, so like at a bad hub, basically, you know, doing things the slow way, you're looking at a few weeks to make that ISK. So it's going to be a few weeks before you repay the value of your ship, should it get lost. Which basically means if you haven't already gotten that extra amount of ISK, well, rule of Eve number 1, don't fly what you can't afford to replace. You basically can't fly it because you don't have the ISK to replace it. At least you shouldn't. Because if you don't have the ISK to replace it, then you shouldn't be flying it because you can't replace it when it blows up. Like, it's a good mentality to have with EVE Online of your ship is going to explode. It's going to be destroyed at some point. Plan for that. I mean, my account, like my character, has a net worth of something like 60-some billion ISK. If my paladin were to get destroyed, that's only a billion of that. I can replace it by selling other assets, because a lot of my net worth is in assets. So, you know, like, it's not the biggest deal in the world. How's my inventory looking? Oh yeah, I'm basically full up. I'll go sell the flick and that'll probably be it for today. I really should do more Happy Home Paradise, but... or Paradise Planning, or whatever it is. Building homes. It was suggested I should build the restaurant, and I will. It's just... bugs. When Flick is in town, you catch bugs for Flick. I could be doing this on my own time. I fully acknowledge that. I don't need to be doing this right now, but I'm doing this right now. Ooh, we have a thing. Wow, we're breaking our tools. Rough and tumble meanie. I'm not a meanie. How dare. So, wow, I have not done anything? Wow, because it's a lot of things I just don't normally do. That is a lot of miles, but no. Alright, Flick. Got you some new bugs. If a darner dragonfly were to manifest before me, how would I react? Laughter? Weeping? Oh, hi. You got any bugs yet? In fact, I'm pretty sure I have a darner dragonfly. I've got one, it's manifested in front of you. There you go, my man. Let's see here. I'm gonna say 12,000 again. 10,000. Well, almost 11,000. So I'm gonna say I'm only 1,000 bells off. I'm still not gonna take the point, but. This time I overvalued the bugs. Yeah. I think that's gonna be it for this one. Yeah, let's sit in Simon's little swing here. It's a pretty nice little spot. I really need to reorganize his yard. After I came up with that, like, yard design, I need to, like, reorganize it at some point. But, yeah. With all that, with everything I've rambled about said, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons, where I will do some more paradise planning. See you all then! And now in this end card, I would like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It helped me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.